Hi everyone, today we're talking about the November MCG newsletter. Now we've got obviously the tax side of MCG and the estimating side, but we're coming together on our story about insurance and underinsurance, the epidemic within Australia that got press in all the national newspapers and Channel 9 as well. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, we analysed 5 online calculators to see how accurate they were when determining insurance. So we did a full detailed cost plan for a tender on a house in Aids in Sydney, and we then looked at 5 calculators to see whether we could even get close, more or less than what that cost was, and the findings were pretty poor.
Yeah, and of course we had more detail. We broke it down into all the little elements, and the calculators obviously don't have that level of looking, but that is an inherent part of the problem.
That's right, you're trying to, in some cases, put a square peg in a round hole.
Yep.
You're trying to pick from the best scenario on a calculator. Oh, that's kind of like my house.
Yeah, yeah, and I guess the overwhelming result is that they were all underinsured in our view, and the variance was crazy as well. There was a huge variance, so certainly have a look at that story. We think it's a pretty important one given the epidemic of fires at the moment. Absolutely. And natural disasters. So that's a really important one for us and something that we really care about. There's also a bit of a spotlight on progress claims.
Yeah. Coming up to Christmas, it's pretty typical. Builders want all their money. Building works to a calendar year as opposed to a financial year. So everyone's going to have a bit of a break in January. So everyone's trying to get the most out of it. And we're doing a bit of a spotlight on where we see the pain points for builders and developers from bank finance. And that is typically around the fact that they may be claiming under a milestone or a staged, not what's fixed to site. However, the funders are funding what is fixed to site. Yeah,
and that's a constant headache that people run into when they're looking at building. Is it the difference between a monthly claim where the bank's sending someone out to assess what's done, or are the milestones based on frame stage or lock-up stage? And they can be very, very different.
Yeah, and overinflated. So they're a bit front-loaded because builders aren't banks. So they want to claim 20% at base stage so they can go and put some deposits on windows or framing.
Yeah, concreting is expensive, landscaping is free if you talk to any builder. On the tax side of things, we've interviewed some heavyweights as well. We've got Drew from Kai Food Property, who's a real small-scale property development expert and wealth creation expert, and Jared McCabe from Wakeland, who is a blue-chip Melbourne buyer's agent, shares some great thoughts on the Melbourne market as well. So something for everybody.
Absolutely, bit of a mix.
Check it out.